What's going on, everybody? Tuesday Night Live with Eastern Outdoors. And it looks like I might be flying solo tonight. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But either way, I can't wait to talk to you fellas, guys and gals, not just fellas. So let me know when you're on here. Let me know where you're watching from. And you know what? It's kind of a exciting, well, not kind of, for a lot of you, exciting weekend with the youth weekend. This weekend is one of, I think, Hunter's favorite weekends, Muzzleloader. And so let me know. Holler at me in the comments. Somebody just said, "What's up?" I don't know who you are, but how's it going? Here's Michael. Michael is finally with us. Welcome, Mike.
How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Good.
How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Had baseball practice tonight. Just got back a little bit ago. Right at dark, we ended and grabbed some dinner, grabbed some coffee, and now we're ready for the show.
Nice. I'm just sharing this to my page. Hey, let me ask you, if you're watching, if you've already jumped on here, share this to your page. Invite your friends to come hang out with us. Make sure if we say something you like, let us know. Let us know where you're watching from. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Mike?
it's been a good fall evening, man. It's I tell you what,
Dude, I'm freezing.
Are you? Well,
You
you were
got a hoodie
outside
on
all
there?
day at your daughter's field trip.
We had a field trip to the pumpkin patch, which was great. Nora had a blast. We've decorated the house for fall and Halloween, and we've got 2 big bowls of candy out, and the 3 of us cannot stay out of it. So I need to hide it. Gary Kite watching, our good friend Gary Kite, watching all the way from Selma, Alabama. He's on a
Wow.
civil rights march down there. Philip Bitley may be the farthest watcher. He's in North Dakota. Philip, are you hunting in North Dakota? Are you working in North Dakota? Dude, I've been sneezing all day. I'm trying not to. Christian is here, says, "What's up?" Here's my favorite comment so far. Are you all ready for bear season? Listen, I will be there, not this weekend, but next weekend. I know there's a couple of you that are wanting to go. I'm not. I mean, here's what it's looking like. If you want to go, you're going to have to bring a tent and find a patch of grass, because I just can't find anywhere to stay other than my mom's, but you're not going to be staying in her bed. So anyway.
Yeah, I know the times that we've been down there, we've kind of had to camp, haven't we? We've kind of had to figure out what to do.
It has
But
been that way.
there's not many places to stay down there.
Let's see here. How can a fat man be cold? Why don't you tell me, Scott? Why don't you answer that question for us, big guy? Let's see. He's a true Undertaker. I'm already off on the comments. Hopefully going to be able to run dogs this month for bear. Man, let me just go ahead and say it. I have nothing against running dogs for bear. I'm all for it. 100%. I would even like to join someone and go. I just wish they would separate it, because literally the day that hunting bears with dogs ends, the next day is archery. And the pressure that those bears are going to be feeling from those dogs makes it really hard on archery hunters. And so I just wish they would separate it. I actually have talked to people at Fish and Wildlife about it, and they're not going to. So we're just kind of where we are. I said, that's going to cause a lot of pressure. That makes it harder for archery hunters. And they're like, "You're right. It does." Okay.
I wonder why because the archery hunters would, for one, they don't have the dogs. I wonder why they don't flip-flop that. Let the archery hunters.
Yeah, give us 5 days to hunt, and then let the dogs come in and take them out. That's fine. Listen, I'm for killing bears.
Yeah.
I'm for that. Let's kill more bears.
Yeah.
But man, I don't have dogs.
I'm surprised they just don't flip-flop that for hunting purposes, for hunter satisfaction or whatever. I'm surprised they wouldn't flip-flop that, allow the archery hunters to hunt, and then the bears probably won't be affected as much without the dogs, and then let the dogs come in after the hunters.
I'm sure they have their reasons for the dates.
I'm sure.
Kyle said, how many dog hunters do you think there are? Well, here's the thing, Kyle. I believe there are pockets of dog hunters, and I actually think the places that I'll be hunting don't get hit with dogs. I don't know, and I have guys up there that have a pulse on the bears up there. They know where the bears are. They watch the bears. They live there with the bears, and they've never mentioned dog hunters. So I don't think it's going to affect my spots, but there are pockets of dog hunters who where it's pretty big. There, I can't even tell you where, but I don't know, Kyle. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Kyle, are you saying there's more? Kyle? Do you think there's more dog hunters than or less?
I do.
You
I think there are more people that hunt with the dogs than there are not. That's just my personal opinion. I have no idea, no facts to back that up whatsoever. But if you just look at the popularity of like rabbit hunting with dogs, coon hunting with dogs, and things of that nature, for some reason I feel like that would be more popular with people in bear hunting than people just trying to bear hunt on their own. I could be completely off base. I don't know.
I know that bear hunting is hard. It's very hard. They're unpredictable. Like, for instance, my brother. Well, let's look at this comment right here. This guy says, "Good evening, guys. We got a buck doing some traveling between two buddy of mine's cameras. Straight line distance on Onyx between the cameras is 2.9 miles. He's doing a lot of traveling. That is a lot of traveling.
Wow.
They know the way this buck travels, right? They probably even have timestamps, and it's probably pretty consistent, right? Wouldn't you say it's pretty consistent, Mike?
Yeah, I'd say very.
But bears are unpredictable. When I had cameras out that had bears on them, you would see the same bear, 9 a.m. one day, 7 p.m. one day, 1 p.m. one day, 7 a.m. the next day. Like, it's just unpredictable. And a bear's range is much larger than a deer's. And I don't really know anything about black bears. I mean, I know what I know, but I just know it's tough.
Yeah.
And if you see a lot of folks, if you see like there's a all black bear hunting group on Facebook, most of those bears are killed over bait. We can't bait in Kentucky. It makes it very hard. So anyway, guys, if you are on here and you are definitely interested and think you're going to come to Harlan County, where I'm going to be in 2 weeks, October 28th, I'll probably be there Friday through Monday. If you think you're going to do that, shoot me a message with like hey, I'm definitely coming. So we can at least set up like, hey, if you're going to stay here, that's great. But we'll meet here on, where we can meet and let's put a plan together. Let's see here. Gary says, have you killed a bear? We have not killed a bear, but we've been hot on their trail. And you know what? You think, well, big deal. It is a big deal because we've been hot on their trail.
Yeah.
Especially in Kentucky, there aren't many. I'm glad to hear that, Kyle.
For the dogs, yeah. That is good.
Yeah. Scott says, Bucks are wondering a bit. I've had 2 new ones show up tonight. I'll tell you about my brother. He's not on here. He's got some schoolwork to do. My brother has the big 13-pointer that's showing up. And we had youth weekend, and that 13-pointer was nowhere to be found. And he's like, dude, somebody shot him. But at like 6:30 tonight, while my brother was at home doing his college schoolwork, now that he's out of the Army, guess who showed up? He was at home. The old big boy was in there. And, Mike, he wasn't just eating this time. He did get in the corn and the antler builder. But he was licking on some branches.
Was he?
Like, he kind of made a semicircle and was kind of hitting some of those branches. I was like, dude, you got to get in there. Because I said, here's the thing. If you don't get him before rifle season, somebody's going to.
Eventually. The good thing is Josh has he's got an absolute ton of does in there, and they're staying in that pocket of woods really tight. I mean, those does are staying in there very tight. So I think he's got he needs to increase his hunting very soon, though. Like
we looked at the telecheck, and his next door neighbor, the farm right next to his, they killed 4 deer over the weekend.
Oh wow.
So I said, bro, you better get on it. Let's see. Philip says he's super bummed that he's missing muzzleloader season. traveling back from North Dakota. Well, Philip, I'm super bummed I'm not in North Dakota. So there you go. Kyle says 2.9 miles is nothing for a deer. I agree with that. I mean, I wouldn't disagree with Kyle anything about deer.
I would never disagree with Kyle. He knows his stuff.
Yeah. So I would disagree. I would disagree that we went squirrel hunting with Kyle and didn't hear from him for a while. I thought, well, maybe he didn't like us.
Kyle's been busy coaching
for a while.
He's been off the show a little bit, but he's here now, and I know my man's been he's been doing some serious coaching.
I've been taking it personally, just to be honest. It's personal. It's like Dion, Coach Prime. It's personal.
It's personal.
Let's see, y'all. Mark Lilly is here. Let's not talk about him so bad. I don't know what to talk
Mark, I saw your daughter got a really nice buck the other day during youth weekend. Congrats, man.
Let's see what else we got here. Kyle said he loves us. We love you too, Kyle, but, it's usually the ones closest to you that hurt you, Kyle. Trust me, I know. Little inside joke. Let's see. 8 miles normal for deer is what I was always told. I don't know. I think, as we get closer to the rut, do they travel more? I know during the rut they can just go wild. I don't know. Kyle, what is the normal range for deer? Josh Wilson with a good question here. Is orange still required on public land deer muzzleloader if I'm only bow hunting? Mike?
So I think we talked about this last year, and I think I was wrong, but I'm going to say yes because anytime there's a gun season open, I'm always wearing that hat that's orange or that vest that's orange as well. I'm going to say yes.
We have to follow up with a question. Is it a bow-only WMA? If it's bow-only, you don't have to wear orange. If it allows muzzleloader, like, for instance, if I go to Rich WMA this weekend that does not allow muzzleloader hunting, you don't have to wear orange. If I go to Clay WMA, even though I'm bow hunting, where I can also hunt with a muzzleloader, everybody's saying yes, you do. Maybe that changed, but I don't think you do. I've been wrong once before. Let's see. We're gonna look it up. Everybody's saying yes. I'm in the minority here.
Hey, listen, look it up because there is a group. Like, we need to make sure we're fact checking here.
It allows muzzleloader and bow. 100%. Yes, you have to. Yes, you have to. If it allows muzzleloader, 1,000% you have to.
Yep.
But we have. You guys know how sometimes you might post something, like you might share a post on Facebook, and it has like the fact checker at the bottom. Well, you guys don't know this, but we have people who secretly watch our show, especially on YouTube, and they fact check us. I think they said we got something wrong the other day, so we're gonna look it up. So we're gonna see right here, but I don't think, unless that changed, I don't think you have to. If Kyle, where's Kyle at? Kyle is the one who needs to be answering this. So everybody's saying yes.
I always do.
Yes.
I always do. If it's any type of gun season, whether it's, whether you're on public, private, and it's any type of gun season, I just do it because it's, better safe than sorry for one. So safety first. And next is then you don't even have to worry about it. So if you're wearing that orange hat, wearing that orange vest, check that off. You don't have to worry about it.
So Scott said something here. My first year deer hunting, I hunted Rich WMA a lot. And I hunted right next to a fence line, and I saw a lot of deer over there. And I hunted muzzleloader weekend, and I didn't wear orange, and I was scared the whole time. I was scared. I was like, man, I'm going to get shot because they can't see me. But there was no one hunting the property next to me. And maybe I was in violation. Hold on. Let's see. Hunter.
It's all about
Hunter
learning.
orange clothing law. All hunters and person. Oh, hold on. We got to look for. Hunters are not required to wear hunter orange clothing or display hunter orange on ground blinds during firearms season on a state-owned or managed WMA where firearms hunting for deer, elk, or bear is prohibited. So that answers it, right?
Did that say that you didn't have to put orange on a blind? Was that specific to a blind?
Hold on. I'll just share it. Let everybody see. You guys can read it for yourself. Let's see here. Uh-oh, wrong button. Everybody's saying it's required. I'm the one who says not, and it looks like, guys, you're wrong, and I'm right. So fact check that. Now you see this?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to highlight it for people like Scott, who might need some extra help. Scott Butler. Hunters are not required to wear hunter orange clothing or display hunter orange on ground blinds during a firearm season, which would include muzzleloader, on a state-owned or managed WMA where firearms hunting for deer, elk, or bear is prohibited. What does that mean?
I would say or interpret that you do not have to.
You do not have to.
I'd go
Now,
ahead
is
and
it a
do
good idea? Now, hold on. Let's back up for my man who asked that question. I forgot.
Josh.
My man Josh. Sorry, Josh. I love you. Where there is muzzleloader hunting allowed, it's required. But if you go to a WMA, and a lot of WMAs do not have muzzleloader season, early muzzleloader season, you don't have to wear it. But like Doug said, not required, but smart. Yeah, because guess what? Just like most of you were wrong about that rule, a lot of folks don't follow the rules. So you still could have someone out there with a muzzleloader, even though they're not supposed to. So it's a good idea to wear it.
Was it you? There was somebody, and I can't remember if it was you or not. Were you at a WMA? Somebody told me this, and now I don't think it's you, but somebody told me that they were at a WMA. It might have been Curtis Lloyd. They were at Curtis Lloyd, and they ran into, during youth weekend last year, they ran into an adult that had a youth hunter, and they were hunting on public property for youth weekend, and you can't do that.
Say that you can't youth hunt with a rifle on Curtis Lloyd.
Right. And somebody I know ran into somebody that had an adult that had a youth, and they were gun hunting on Curtis Lloyd at the time of youth weekend.
Well, it's like Brett just said right here. I still wear orange. I was at Kleber this weekend where youth couldn't hunt with firearm, but you just never know. And I 1,000% agree. You can't trust. It's like John Allen says when he's climbing his saddle. Now, John will climb 30 feet in the air, but he doesn't rush. He takes his time. He double checks because he said, I got kids at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not putting my life at risk over a deer hunt. I'm not putting my life at risk. Same reason I don't ride motorcycles on the road. Because I might trust myself. I don't trust anybody else. So even if Mike and I are going somewhere, you gotta trust yourself and no one else in those situations.
Safety first.
There you go. Higginson and Henry does not require hunter orange because it's bow only except during the quota hunt. Exactly right.
That's a good place. Higginson Henry is a great place. 15-inch wide spread rule minimum. So that's there's some potential for nice bucks down there.
Heartland Hunter says, had a guy walk under me last year during muzzleloader while I was bow hunting. He was toting a big muzzleloader. Not everyone follows the rules. Wear that orange no matter what. Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. I had a guy a couple years ago. He had reached out to me about some spots to hunt. And I sent him those spots, right? Because we do that. We like to share. If someone sends a spot to me, I will not share it with anyone else. But if it's a spot I hunted, I don't care to share that. It's not my spot. I just found it. And so he hunted those spots during a quota hunt. This is at Kentucky River WMA. And you can hunt with a gun during quota hunt there, right? And while they were hunting, he was setting up on a ridge looking down through the holler. And there was a dude with no orange on who was bow hunting, just walking right through that ridge. And he's like, dude, we could have easily shot that guy. I said, yeah, people, you got to watch people. And look, some people just don't know, but that's why there's a hunting and trapping guide. That's why there's a fishing guide. You have to. Let's see here. Anthony Jones says, howdy, friends. Timmy and I ordered some Euro gear this week. I got my hunter orange. Nice. Just like Michael was wearing. There you go.
Yep.
Scott Butler said, never know when you're going to have trespassers. I'd rather be safe. Hey, we had the story during turkey season of the dude getting shot in the face, right? We were going to have him on the show, and they backed out. So, yeah.
Lawsuit.
And
Can't-
here is the deer expert, Kyle Sam says, regardless, everyone should wear orange during firearm season. Deer can't see blaze orange. Right. Kyle, what if it's a big glob of orange like Mike is wearing?
So like almost like if somebody was wearing like coveralls that were entirely orange, because some people do. Some
Does that
people
make
wear
you
like
invisible? So if deer can't wear blaze orange, what if you just wear all blaze orange?
they can still probably see the shape. I would guess.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So a couple years ago, I wore my orange hoodie like you're wearing, and my brother's like, "Dude, it's just an orange glob. Like it's not broken up. They can see it." And I thought, you know what, you might be right. Which I put on a coat and had another orange vest on, but I don't know. That's a good question. But yeah, blaze orange does not make you invisible.
Doesn't be cool though.
Yeah, that would work. It would work. Sorry, I'm trying to see if my brother's been on here, if he's done anything. I told him, I said, dude, you could have been there and killed that deer tonight. And he's like, I know, but it was either go hunting or I failed this course. I said, why did you wait until the last minute? He says, that's what I do. So that's what I do too. So no, he's not been on here. He's not shared. So anyway, I've seen squirrel hunters while I was rifle hunting not wearing orange. You know, two times in one season, I had squirrel hunters come in on me. I was bow hunting, but they literally came in like 10 yards in front of me with their squirrel dogs, which fires Michael up. If you're hunting squirrel dogs, hunting with squirrel dogs during deer season, Mike's not a big fan.
Well, you know, especially if you're on private, you know, if you're on a situation where private and there's dogs getting on private land and disrupting hunts and chasing deer and things of that nature, I think that's a bad thing. But you experienced it. What's frustrating is, and this is not everybody, so you can't lump all hunters with dogs into this, this big ball of like frustration, right?
Right, Philip.
You were hunting on public land last year, and you were deer hunting. It was 2 years ago when that happened.
Yep.
Oh well, you were hunting there at Rich and was trying to deer hunt and stuff, and then you got some guys just absolutely busting through the woods, not thinking of nothing, and then they see you. You make sure they see you, and you wave at them and you talk to them, and they just acted like you were ruining their stuff, and it's like, say what now?
Well,
and it's just like it was just very rude.
Two different occasions. One was at Kentucky River. One was at Rich. At Kentucky River, I was driving a van, so I just threw all my gear in the back of the van. It was my fishing van, my hunting van. It's a great vehicle, by the way. If you want a good hunting and fishing vehicle, buy an old van. But anyway, and I couldn't get my van parked on the place that I was hunting, so I drove down the road and parked at another gravel parking lot. And then I walked up, and so this guy, when he walked by, I threw my hand up and waved at him, and he was like, "Oh my man, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your hunt. I didn't see anybody parked here. That's why I came up here." And I was like, "Yeah, I parked down at the other one." He's like, "Well, that's why I didn't go to the other one." He was really cool. Didn't bother me. It was great. The other guys saw me at a tree and was like, "Hey, there's a deer hunter." And I looked and I waved. They didn't wave. They literally stood 15 yards in front of me on a logging road, just sitting there talking while their dogs were chasing. Now that was not very good hunter etiquette.
That was on purpose. I mean, there was
that was just being a jerk. Yeah,
that was a clear. We're just going to stay here and screw with him and kind of ruin his morning.
Yeah. So Philip Bitely here, he's been in North Dakota. He says that he saw 5 moose, 2 bulls, and a cow. I guess those are elk. But look at the work he's put in here. You see that? My man was on them. Look at that. Pheasants galore.
That's getting it done.
I mean, goodness gracious. Look at this. Nice little pose there with them all.
Wow, that's cool. Glad you're having fun out there. That looks awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to do here in Kentucky.
I need to call up Billy, our buddy Billy, and start figuring out what I need to do to put in for turkeys in South Dakota and all that stuff
There
here
you go.
soon.
Billy can figure it out. I need to get back to Billy too because he's wanting to do some stuff with his turkey calls. Kyle says to maintain horizontal alignment of their eyes when they drop their heads, their eyes will rotate. I have no idea what he's talking about. What's this about?
Deer, because he's got a post a little bit, a comment just above that talking about deer and their ability to hone in on movement.
Not see. There are certain colors deer see better, but movement is what they key in on. Yeah, I've been busted several times. I was busted the last day of deer camp because I was texting congratulations to Gary Kite for killing that tiny deer. Think about what deer do with their eyes when they drop their heads to feed. And then he says, to maintain the horizontal alignment of their eyes when they drop their heads, the eyes will rotate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, deer are freaks. My brother says, odd, I couldn't come on tonight and views are low. Very odd. Actually, it's because you didn't share it, and we have more viewers right now than we usually do when you're on. And literally, when I put your comment up, it dropped 5 viewers. So we'll see. Bub, hey, Bub Tackins is here. What's up, fellas? Bub is a good follow on Twitter.
How's it going, Bub?
Bub is a huge Andy Bashir fan. He's huge. Like,
hey, real quick, our good friend. I don't think he's on tonight, but our good friend Jimmy Carroll. It's his birthday today.
Oh, you beat me to it. Yeah, Jimmy Carroll's birthday. I don't think he's on here. You guys know he's been fighting cancer and had some rough bouts there, but I think he's bounced back and he's gaining some strength. And so if you're friends with Jimmy on Facebook, go wish him a happy birthday. I've not done that. I literally saw it before I got on here.
Yeah.
And meant to text him, and I meant to shout him out when I first logged in, and I forgot. So thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a lot of comments I want to try to get to.
Yeah.
Oh, right here. On behalf of the houndsmen, that's how all of us are. And if you want to hunt with dogs, you guys are welcome to come with me.
Absolutely. That's why I said
I must have missed the first one.
No, that's okay. No, that's exactly why I wanted to make sure I said it's not everybody. You know, it's not this. You know, when I started talking about how you've had some bad experiences, and it can get frustrating when you get treated that way.
I know that's not a reflection of everyone that hunts with dogs.
It's not. It's just like everything else.
I've been invited probably 6 times now to go out with Kevin Murphy and hunt squirrels and rabbits with dogs.
Yeah.
And I'm literally more excited to do that than I am to ever go deer hunt. I just have not been able to make it work.
Sure.
And I'm going to do my dangest to do it this winter.
Mm-hmm.
When he texts me, but I'm all about hunting with dogs.
Yeah.
I just don't like that it's the day before archery bear season. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Hunter Mark's son hunters in Canada, they killed a pile of sandhill cranes, ducks, and geese. That's going to be some good eating.
That's cool.
Love says he talked to a guy in Ohio last year. Oh, sorry. I'm totally got this wrong. I thought he was talking to someone. I walked in on a guy in Ohio last year. We parked in different spots. He had already taken a deer, so he let me pass. I got a buck that day, and he helped me drag.
That's super cool.
That's how it works right there.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That's neat.
Josh says, y'all still plan on doing a deer camp during Modern Gun? Josh, I just talked to a guy about it today. I'm going to see what I can put together because I do have my Fort Knox tags. That's 2 extra bucks, and I can't pass that up. But there is one weekend that we can still do a gun camp. I'm just working on the logistics. If we can do it, Josh, we're going to do it. And if we can't, maybe we can do a December camp. Maybe we can do a late muzzleloader camp. That'd be fun.
Late muzzle blaster. That'd be fun. And probably
but Josh,
cold.
I promise I'm trying. I'm working really hard on it. It's hard, man. It's hard to put the camps together, especially to do all the work and then nobody shows up. That's one thing I'm afraid of. So I'm working on it, Joshua. I promise. Philip said, hey, fellas, I'm going to grab dinner and get ready for tomorrow's hunt. Hope you all have a great night. Be safe. Thanks, Philip. Let us know how it goes, brother.
Have fun, Philip.
Better get to running them hands up and down the road when we need them to daylight. Sorry, Chris. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Bub says, I wouldn't say huge, but the money he has put into Floyd County, I can't go. He's defending his huge, how much he loves Andy Bashir. He's defending it. So, Bub, it's okay, bro. We listen. Whether you're conservative like me and Mike or liberal like Bub, we all love each other and get along. It's fine, right?
We're just a bunch of deer hunters and turkey
Right,
hunters, and
You
absolutely.
can be conservative like us, or you can be liberal like Bub. It's fine. We're not judging you, Bub.
Not at all.
Bub was a big Hillary fan too. He said Bill Clinton was great for Kentucky. So I'm just trying to get people talking in the comments. If you rabbit hunt with dogs, you'll end up becoming a rabbit hunter.
That's probably true. Right now, I'm usually the dog, and my cousins are usually the ones that get the rabbits. So I would actually prefer to rabbit hunt with a dog. That way, I'd actually get one.
There you go.
I'm usually
Kyle
the
has
one
a good
busting the
idea.
rabbits out.
Let's do a January archery hunt. Kyle, we're down. We're also doing a January squirrel hunting tournament. So we're always trying to get together. Modern gun camp. Caleb says he'll be here. PK says, John, I'm going down maybe on the 12th to Peabody. November 12th, I guess, with Frankie. I still got to get with Dwayne Best and let him know. PK, I can also say that my elbow is still sore from the arm bar. I'm not joking. I played nine holes of golf on Friday with the buddy, and I was like, you know what? My elbow is still hurting. And then yesterday I was driving. I was like, gosh, my elbow is still hurting. Like, he put me in a tight arm bar, man. I'm lucky he didn't break me.
Oh my god.
Thomas says, looks like I missed most of the live. Thomas, it's just 9:30, bro. You're still just halfway there.
Hey, Thomas recently had a birthday. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Thomas. I got a beast of a male Oak Hill that is rabbit hunting machine. Bo says it's the worst name he's ever been called. I love you, Bo. I'm just joking. I think Mike should run for office. I'd vote for him. Mike is measured, right? He's even keel. However, when it comes to sports and sports teams, he gets a little fired up.
I get a little fired up.
When it comes to politics, I could see him getting a little fired up. Mike and I have not really went deep in politics before. I know that we're very close in opinions, but when it comes, I love Michael. I love him. I would almost die for him. However, man, he's tough when it comes to ball games. He's tough.
I'm weird. Yep.
Mike's the guy that Nick Saban gets mad at. Sorry, Nick Saban goes on these rants when Alabama plays like Louisiana Lafayette and they only win by 15 and fans get mad. Mike's that fan. He's like, we only won by 15, right?
Yeah, I expect more.
Yeah. Anyway.
You expect to win that game by 30.
You get Mike in a political debate, oh son, his face is going to be red. Gosh, if I could get Mike to say "Roll Tide" one time, I don't think Mike's like a big Alabama hater. Are you, Mike?
Not really. No, not as many as probably now. To be honest with you, with their basketball program and Nate Oates.
You hate Nate Oates.
I am not a Nate Oates guy because
you hate Nate Oates.
Listen, it's okay. Listen, let's get on the sports topic for a minute.
I love it, man. I love sports probably more than
we'll get back to deer hunting in a second, but so like for instance, like right now, the big topic for Kentucky football is we think right now a few people on that staff, a few people in that program right now think they're a little bit bigger than what we are, and we need to get back to taking our lunch pails and getting to work and busting people in the mouth and work hard instead of like becoming arrogant and getting penalties and being stupid.
Now, some of my buddies from Eastern Kentucky, I don't know if everybody in Kentucky says this, but I told you Kentucky got too big for their britches.
Yeah.
They did. That's why you got all these penalties.
Yeah.
They got too big for their britches.
But it's one of those things where,
send the pictures, bub. Send them to me. We'll take a look.
It's just one of those things where it gets super frustrating when, that you allow that to kind of take over, and you kind of got to know, you got to be humble. You got to be humble in those situations.
You do.
And I don't like Nate Oates because I think that Alabama basketball program thinks they're bigger than they are, and they're not.
I saw that they were predicted to finish 5th, and we're predicted to finish 4th, which I think we're a little better than that.
I think so, but I think
But I'm
Kentucky,
glad they didn't pick us first.
they shouldn't. I mean, Kentucky
Someone
has
said that you look like a Tennessee fan tonight.
no, absolutely not.
They said go Big Orange.
Go
Right there
Big
it is.
Orange.
See? Go Big Orange. They
Go
said it.
Big Orange. No, go Big Blue.
Hey, this is a great question right here. What should I do about neighborhood dogs running through my property? Had 2 dogs run off a buck last week.
Ooh.
Yeah, we need everyone's comments on this question.
I actually
Casey,
saw a similar
Casey
question
lives in
recently.
okay. Casey lives in Eastern Kentucky, and he's hunting private land, and he has dogs running off bucks, neighborhood dogs. So people own these dogs. I don't know what the law is. I don't know what he's legally able to do. So I want to know. Scott Butler said dogs can't read. That buck will be back. Find the owners and have a talk with them. Okay. Sounds
That's
sensible.
probably number one.
That's the first
That's
step,
the first
right?
step. You go find the owners if you know who they are. But if they're neighborhood dogs and you've seen them before, you would think you would kind of figure out who those owners are, and the first thing you should do is just, hey, I hunt over here, or I'm hunting in this area.
Yeah.
Please, if we don't want any accidents, please keep your dogs from being on my property, or for being in where I'm supposed to be. I have permission to be here, and see how it goes there. But I've seen those situations get ugly. Unfortunately,
You
I've
probably
heard
shouldn't
stories.
say, don't start off with, if I see your dogs, I'm going to kill them.
Yeah,
Don't
don't
start with
start off
that.
with that. Don't
Some
start there.
people would start there.
Yeah.
Some people might not even talk to the neighbors and just put little
So
Fido down.
I actually heard. Go ahead.
The best, I think the first step, like everyone said, is try to talk to the dog owners.
Yeah. Yeah, I literally saw a post literally asking that same question the other day, because on a trail camera, this person had pictures of a dog chasing deer on the trail camera. They could see it. And then actually this person, it was a lady that I actually kind of know a little bit through a friend of a friend. And she was talking about being out in the woods, and she took her daughter, and one of the dogs approached them and was actually being pretty aggressive toward them. So it was kind of a situation now where it becomes, hey, listen, if I'm fearing for if it's on my property and I'm kind of fearing for my safety, what do you do then?
Here's the thing. I've been bit by a dog. I was bit by an Australian Shepherd when I was like 17, and it's at a friend's house, and it sucked. It sucked. And then they even kept the dog, and I was mad because I thought, you should kill that dog. It bit me. It bit a chunk out of my leg. So if I'm hunting and a dog gets aggressive, it would not take much for me to end that dog. Just because a little PTSD, I get a little nervous around dogs that are barking at me. You know what I mean? But you should try to resolve it peacefully. Right, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's step one for sure.
Sorry, I'm trying to text my brother too.
No, it's all right. I think that's the way to go. You got to talk to the owners and hope that discussion goes well. I mean, and if the owner cares anything about their dogs, and if they're domestic dogs and not hunting dogs, if they care anything about their dogs, I think they would pin them up, because eventually you would have to come to that realization that somebody might end up really sick and tired of their deer getting run off, and they might take drastic measures. So, I mean, if you care about your dog, you put them up. That's just me.
Yeah, I just got a text from someone laughing at me about being bitten by a dog because they know it sucked, dude. Let me tell you what happened. I think we were studying for a test or something. We had an anatomy class, which was a very difficult class. And this dog barked at me incessantly. Just always barked at me. And I hated this stupid dog. And they were supposed to keep the dog in the house when I was going to the truck because I was scared. It took off running at me. I turned into the greatest athlete. It was the greatest athletic move I ever made in my life when it was chasing me around my truck. I kind of juked it, ran in the house. I was covered in blood. It had ripped my pants off of me. I had shorts on underneath, thank goodness. And Scott Butler says it's a mini poodle. No, it's an Australian Shepherd. And you know what? It's dead now, and I'm still here. So there you go.
Yeah.
Dwayne said I had a German. Now we're getting into dog stories. You know what? Here's the deal.
All
I
hunters do,
love
man.
the animals that I hunt. I love deer. I want to take care of deer. I want them to flourish. I love turkeys the same. I'm a fan of dogs in general. I hate pets. And people think maybe I'm a bad dude because I hate pets. I'm not. I hate pets though. And if you guys have pets, more power to you. Mike, I think you're kind of on the same fence because I've seen you get really upset when you go home to like dog throw up or, in your bathroom. You had a horrible story about dogs throwing up in your bathroom.
Oh yeah, well, it was actually they pooped so bad that it was like literally everywhere. It was insane. I don't know why. They must have got some type of bug or whatever, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Like it was terrible. But no, it's dog. Especially when I think, and this is something that we can all. You feel this like when I say this, everybody's gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I understand this.
Hold on. I just
So
got to say this. Scott Butler, this is funny. He said the dog that bit me died of rabies. Like I gave it to them. That's funny, Scott. I got to give you credit on that. That's
that
funny.
is a good one. That is a good one. So, like, I mean, when you start having kids, you usually have pets. A lot of people get pets before they start having kids, and then once the kids get there, all of a sudden, your all your energy and your efforts and things are going toward your kids. Then all of a sudden, your kids are doing baseball, soccer, basketball, cheer, tumbling, all this
I
other stuff.
mean, kids are the
And then
worst.
you got a dog, and then it craps on the floor or it pees in the carpet, and it's like, dadgummit, that
Are we
carpet's
going to
really
lose
expensive.
viewers? Are we going to lose viewers from
No,
dog?
absolutely not. I love my dog, but it gets
Really? Let me tell you this.
For sure.
I did have a poodle once, and I love that poodle. It would like sit in my lap all the time. This was like 15 years ago. It has to be dead by now. No, it's 10 years ago because Ellis. So Ellis was born. The poodle didn't like Ellis. I was legitimately sad when I gave that poodle away. And then 3 days later, the person we gave it to brought it back. I was furious. The lesson I learned is that I never loved that poodle at all. I was so glad when it was gone. So, that's the thing. I had a dog get hit by a truck, and it was sad. And then a couple days later, I was like, that's kind of nice around here. So, I'm just done with pets. Sorry. I'm probably lost some fans. I'm sorry. Done with pets.
Hey, if you don't like pets, it is
Just
what
done
it
with
is.
them. Yeah, kids are enough. Christian, man's best friend. I got Mike, right? I've got other friends. Don't need a dog. Just send all the dogs to my neighbor's property. Now I'm going to send them all to Casey's neighbor's property so they can run free while he's hunting out there. This is true. Personally, I think there should be a leash law at minimum during deer season. Maybe all the time. Like we don't need dogs running around. Anyway, we've gotten way off topic here.
Not really though, because I'm telling you, we all have had run-ins and situations with dogs in the woods. Everybody has. It's just one of those things. I'll tell you what. We were at my uncle's place one muzzleloading. My dad shot a 9-pointer, and it was like right before it got too dark, and he wasn't sure where he hit it, so he decided to leave it lay for a little bit. And he went back to the house. Well, we went out later, and all of a sudden we heard this deer scream, like freaking scream bloody murder, man. And we're out there with like big lights and stuff, and this deer screams bloody murder and literally runs right past where we are. It runs right past us, and we're like, what the freak?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden 3 dogs, different breeds, and I guess some of them were mutts, but they were probably somebody's farm pets that just run. Those dogs were running that deer, and I kid you not, that deer was so busted. They had ripped the hams out of that deer, and we were able to put the deer down, but it was insane.
Do you remember that?
It was totally insane, man.
Do you guys remember the story last year of the lady who she posted on Facebook that she had killed a wolf and it was a husky?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh gosh. She was out like way out. I don't know if it was
Montana
or what. Was it Montana? I was thinking Alaska.
No, it was Montana.
But it's not, I guess it's not funny, but she posted that she killed this wolf. And then they actually field dressed it and they caped it out. And they had like this husky It looked like a husky rug. Like it just
Yeah,
had its head and then caped out the rest
that
of
was a
it.
huge story last year. I remember when we talked about that.
Oh
That's
man.
insane.
John Gray said that he likes dogs but not in the house. If we ever get another dog, it's gonna be like a little feist or a beagle that wants to be outside. I'm gonna let it kill all the squirrels around here that try to get in my attic. Excuse me, and it's gonna be outside. So Kayla says, call me crazy, call us crazy. We have 6 kids and 4 dogs.
Whew.
Kayla, you're crazy.
I don't know how to do that.
You're crazy. You and old Tim. Here's the thing: keep the kids, get rid of the dogs. Right?
It would probably lower some anxiety a little bit, I would imagine.
Gary Kite, pros and cons on saddle hunting with a rifle. The only con I can think of is lifting it. And I mean, really not none, Gary. It's if you have a way to stabilize it, like if you climb the tree with your saddle and you're able to put like a bow hanger into the tree and stabilize it for the shot, I don't think there are any cons. Just don't drop it and shoot yourself in the hind parts. Mike, I saw you laugh. Was there something funny in the comments?
Oh
I'm
no,
way behind
no,
on comments.
no! I was just reading some of them. Some of everybody, they're coming in quickly, so I was just trying to catch up
Wow,
with my eyes here.
Christian, we have 5 kids, 3 dogs, and a guinea pig. Dang, I've got 2 kids and a cat, and I'm at like the end of the rope.
Yeah,
The cat just sucks.
three kiddos and just a lot of sports right now, and
Yeah.
one dog.
My daughter, so we just went to archery meeting tonight. My oldest is in archery. My youngest, bless her heart, I feel like she misses out on opportunities because her sister's in so much. She's just in gymnastics. My oldest, literally, Monday, she has a book club that she's in. Proud of her for that. Tuesday, she has archery. Wednesday, she has a technology club that she's in, and she has basketball practice. This is all after school. Thursday, she has a Bible study at school, which I'm very proud of that she's in.
Yep.
Then basketball practice. The only day she'll have anything is Friday. And then Saturday morning, she has basketball and archery. So she's in a lot.
Busy.
I got basketball and archery starting December on Saturday morning. So thank God I got November.
Yeah, archery started for
And
Caleb
I'm
on
the
Monday.
basketball coach, so I can't miss. I have to be there. I did tell my buddy who's helping me, he's the assistant, that, hey, like the second weekend of December, I'll be in Harlan County. You're coaching that game alone because I'm going bear hunting. So why do you think we need our hunting trips? That's their break. Hey, if you need a break from the kids, hunting is one of the best ways to get away from it.
Yep.
Thomas said, I feel you with sports. Just finished girls basketball and bass tournament season, starting boys next week.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's see. The wife and I take turns going hunting through the week. Yeah. It'd be so much fun, though, if y'all could go together, Christian. Maybe, though. Maybe she talks too much. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to get people kind of going, you know? Scott Butler says, my beagle is cheaper to feed than kids. Scott, I'm pretty sure you take up all the eating budget in your house. So
there was a comment back a little bit. I thought it was funny because I know we got to talking about deer and dogs and kind of the vice versa effect. Josh Mitchell said on the hound hunters' behalf, I think the deer hunters cause the squirrels to go nocturnal and they scare the coons out of the country. So I like that. That's funny.
There you go. John says hunting trips gets you away from the nagging wife. Well, there you go. I will not comment about your wife, John.
I will not as well.
I'll let you.
I think we'll keep that safe right there.
Mike, does your wife ever watch the show?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, I won't say anything.
My wife has always been extremely supportive of that, but and Doug Clayton's on here. He knows me probably the best out of anyone watching the show right now. Doug knows that I am absolutely ate up with hunting and outdoors and everything. And my wife has had to put up with that. We started dating when I was 14. So she kind of knows that I've been a freak about this stuff for a very long time. So I've definitely got that going for me. And she accepts it. she accepts that I'm a nut when it's this time of year. I'm in the woods constantly. She supports me and she does all the stuff for the kids, and she already knows, the dates. It's, if it's November 11th, I'm going to be gone.
You got to be in the woods.
November 11th, that week of November 11th and on through that first week, I'm taking vacation and I'm going to be hunting every freaking day. That's just the way it is. And she's very supportive of it.
I think some people are getting tired of us talking. They're like, I just came here to see the deer. Dwayne's like, Dwayne's not the first person to say, are we looking at deer tonight? We do have some deer to look at, guys. Just, we're just kind of on here just hanging out with the guys and Kayla. Right? Kayla said that she only nags if they don't go. Kayla and Tim has a good thing going. They both like to go. They set up like 10 yards apart, climb the same height in trees, take pictures of each other. It's cute. My wife says it's no husband November. There you go.
Fair.
John says not married anymore. Been divorced 15 years and love it. Okay,
well,
there we go. What makes you happy, brother?
Glad you're happy.
Anytime he wants. Hey, we love honesty, John. We love it.
Yeah.
My wife is the best. She knows I'm fanatical come October and supports me hunting 100%.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, you want to look at some deer?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's look at some deer.
I'm excited.
I got to pull up my Facebook page. If you have deer that you want to look at, if you want everyone to see, maybe it's you want us to see, hey, how big is this deer? Hey, what's the age of this deer? Or are you just like, hey, I got a cool deer? PK said nagging wife November. There you go. PK, you're talking about Frankie's sister there, so
I'm just curious why we're pulling stuff up. Is anybody seeing coyotes on their cameras?
I don't think my brother's had. My brother he's using my cell cameras, which I told him today. And what do you guys think about this? Okay, since he's not on here, most of the feed he's using, I've gotten for him, right?
Yep.
And the cameras he's using are mine, so I've pretty much done most of the work for him. I've kind of been like his remote guide.
You've been his tech man.
Yeah, so, if he kills a big buck, he can't just say he takes all the credit. Like the only thing I've not done is just put him in the tree. I've pretty much set everything up for him. So, Anyway, Robbie said he's getting a ton of coyotes.
Yeah, I've gotten two. There's been two that's been visiting kind of the area that my camera's in. I'm going to have to get up there and do something about that. I saw two on Sunday morning while I was hunting. My little buddy Caleb wasn't able to wake up, so instead he's like, "Dad, can I sleep in?" It's like, "Yeah, sure, dude." I didn't want to force him to go, so I hunted and got some stuff done down at the farm. But when I was hunting that morning, I saw two coyotes. They didn't come close enough for a bow for a shot, but man, I was hoping. They were coming right at me, and then they just turned and changed direction.
Yeah,
we got to get rid of them.
Dude, let them rip. Let it rip. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. All right, this is from Bub Tackett. This is from about 2 weeks ago. Man, I'm having a hard time sharing this. Boom, there we go. Not a bad buck. We've seen bigger Bub. Bub's got bigger. Looks like somebody left the coat.
Yeah, he's got some good mass. Is that I wonder if that's one of those tree feeders.
It is. Yeah. It's an empty tree. It's like a gravity feeder,
Yeah. That deer's got good mass.
Yeah. I don't think that's the same one.
Nope.
No.
That's a good deer.
Yeah. I mean, all of them are good. Here's the deer he just killed.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
That's an Ohio public land deer. That's a great public land deer.
That's a terrific public land deer.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Anyone else in pictures? Let's see. Oh, here's one. Did we see this already?
That's cool.
Yeah, that was in Ohio. It says Ohio, but actually I don't think that's Ohio. I think that's somewhere else. Pretty cool. And then all the other pictures Bub sent me are just of Andy Bashir for some reason. Hey, I had a guy come to my door, ask me to vote for Andy Bashir. And I don't care if you vote for him; he's going to win. I know that. But I said, man, I don't know. And he's like, you're not a fan of the Governor Bashir? I said, well, when he first took over, he tried to steal $11 million from Fish and Wildlife that was supposed to go from fighting Asian carp. I knew this guy was probably very sensitive to animals, and I was like, that's a problem. Those are invasive. And he's like, oh, yeah, yeah. So, and he's like, I don't know anything about that. I just think he's been a good governor. I was like, yeah, overall, I guess. But he's really not been very good to Fish and Wildlife. So
They've been butting heads, I've heard.
Yeah. I said he actually fired the commissioner, but he got his job back. Let's see. John says, "Been real, guys. Got to get my ugly sleep." I feel you, John. I feel you. I've been sleepy all day. All right, anybody else send pictures other than Bub? I didn't see any more.
I had a little 3-pointer come in a little bit ago.
You did, nice.
I don't think we need to see that one though.
3-pointers are for basketball, Mike. Yeah, that's it. I showed you Phillips. Ooh, I gotta be careful on some of these messages. Can't show them. All right, here's a photo we can share. Let's see. Long time listener, first time photo share. Tim and his dog. He said that's
Nice.
a squirrel dog, a rabbit dog, all in one. There you go, Tim.
There you go.
Tim's
that's awesome.
Good. Yeah.
That's a pretty dog too.
I wouldn't have it, but hey, Let's see. No, that camera's in Kentucky. Yeah, that's what I thought. Where do we send it, PK? We do this every week, bro. Send it to my Facebook page. Oh, okay. He's got one his uncle killed on Friday. Let's find it. Or on Saturday. Killed it with a crossbow. What a cheater. What a cheater. Do we have any crossbow or bow enthusiasts here that don't like killing deer with bows? It's hard to see with the crossbow there, but looks like he dropped his phone too. It's like a little
That's
1,
a nice
2,
buck.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, little 8-pointer, yeah. Dude, I mean, here's the thing: unless you have a place,
great shot too.
Unless you have private land, a place where you hunt, or you have like massive deer on camera, dude, I'd take that every year.
Yeah.
I like the challenge. I like the challenge of sorry, I'm reading Scott Butler's comments. I like the challenge of being able to kill a mature deer. But man, sometimes it don't take a mature deer for a challenge hunt. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. Yeah, especially if you're on public land and you don't know what you're doing, don't know where you're going. It's again, it's kind of going back to some of the discussions we had from last week, and we don't need to revisit it, but it's just you've got situations where dudes might have limited time to hunt. There's absolutely no reason to disparage what they decide to shoot, or what they decide to use to shoot it with, as long as it's legal. People have different scenarios, and I don't know why anybody would discourage the want to get out and hunt.
Okay, so let's look at this one here. Drew sent, and it may be hard to see, but his neighbor shot it, and he said you can see the bolt sticking out of it. Shot it with a.
Ooh.
You can't see it there.
Yeah,
it's a good sized deer.
Nice buck. Oh my!
Wow. Oh, maybe he didn't have a picture of the bow. Oh, there it is. Oh man, got him right in that space where it's like just below the spine, just above. You see it, Mike?
Yeah, sure do.
Just above the lungs, just below the spine, where it didn't hit anything. It looks like
that's a shame.
I mean, you go inch higher, he's probably down, right?
That's in what they call no man's land right there. Wow.
And he said that he stopped coming around after this. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. If I get shot in the back, I'm not coming around either.
I hope it's not a situation where he end up, expiring from something going on there. But it's hard to say.
I mean, I know that deer get shot like this, and they recover and they heal and they come back next year. But I also imagine that they can get infection and
Yeah,
nastiness and die too. So,
yeah, yeah. They
um,
sure can. I,
guys, if you sent hold on just a second, Mike. If you sent pictures to the page, find me, John Stepp, add me on Facebook, and send them to me because the page. When I go to the page messages on Facebook, it takes me all the way out of here, and it's not easy. Drew said he stopped. Yeah, neighbors shot it. You can see the bolt in it. Stopped showing up. That's tough.
yeah, yeah. You
That's
sure
tough.
can.
Here's a nice. I don't know if this is a public land or private land, but it's a nice buck. Dwayne Best, his cousin, got this one. Yeah, we can turn this into age my buck, score my buck, or it was just a bragging board, right?
Shoot, that's kind of what I'd love to see. Is just if y'all got deer, doe, buck, small buck, big buck, doesn't matter. Let's just share what we've
Heck
been
yeah, we
seeing,
don't
and
care.
yeah, it's just
We
fun to
love it.
look at everybody's
I
deer.
mean, you guys have already seen everyone, not everyone, a handful of folks jumping on our page about us killing those small deer. So we don't care what you kill. We're all for it.
That picture of that deer with the arrow there, that's I'm shocked that's because it was a crossbow bolt. You can definitely tell just by the fletching and the way that arrow looked. I'm surprised that arrow didn't make it through that deer in that spot because a lot of
It's a
times in that,
bolt.
yeah,
It's shorter.
it is, yeah,
It hit us
it's a bolt,
downward. So
yeah. It's just surprising that didn't go all the way through, and you wonder, it's total speculation. How what angle, how far,
yeah,
it's
I'll
interesting.
say this: I've seen photos of people shooting crossbows, and I'm a fan of crossbows, but I don't think they're made. I don't think all crossbows are equal. And I've seen a lot of deer that it's a bad shot with a crossbow. I think here's what I think about crossbows. I think people take them for granted. And so they don't put the time in shooting a crossbow that they do a compound. And the margin of error is probably not as bad or is actually larger because of just the mechanics of it. So I think they're overconfident in their crossbow. They take bad shots. They take longer shots, and you have more deer not killed with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it definitely
But
makes
now,
sense.
if you put a good shot, I mean, you can kill deer with a lot of things if you make a good shot. But I think
Mhm.
people just kind of it's a crossbow. I got a scope. It shoots 500 feet per second or whatever, and blah blah blah. And it's like, oh man, you shot it just under the spine. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure. Yeah,
um,
it can give you, if you're not careful, you can take it for granted, like you said, and you can just
or
almost
hey,
a
this deer
false
just
sense of, it gives you a false sense of, hey, I've got more room to make an error because
yeah.
I'm shooting a crossbow. You got to be careful with it.
Or hey, this deer is 75 yards, but hey, it's a crossbow.
Yep.
75 yards I would not take with anything.
Nope.
Well,
Not me.
with an arrow. When I actually talked to 10 Point when they sent us that crossbow, we were just kind of talking back and forth. And he said, they're pretty lethal with a good shot, 70, 80 yards, but they never tell anyone to shoot over 50. They say keep it
Sure.
50 and under.
Yeah.
Now, this picture right here, I've already forgotten who sent it. This is my kind of deer. Like if you could say, okay, John, choose a buck you're going to shoot. This is my favorite type of buck as far as looks go. They're out there. Typical tall
That's a
rack.
nice one.
What I like.
That's a pretty
I
deer.
love the typicals. I love the really tall crowns. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well, that deer. Let me see. I'll look on my phone and see who sent it.
That's a great buck.
Ooh, we're after 10 too. I'm gonna have to go in a minute. That is from Jordan Friend. Sent that.
Awesome.
Ooh, yeah.
Thanks for
See,
sharing.
that's what I like.
That's cool.
Yeah, Jordan. I hope you get that, brother.
That's a pretty deer too. Real pretty deer.
Man, that's my
Coat looks
favorite.
great.
He's going with the whole corn cob right there instead of the pile.
Yeah. Yeah, that works too, doesn't it?
Yeah. Here's another one. That absolutely I love. I just love the typical look right there.
Nice one.
My brother has one that has small brow tines, but it's just tall and long, and I love it.
There you go. Love that one.
I'm excited, man.
That one, look at that. That was today, 6:30 this morning. Let's see, who was that?
Just missed daylight.
Oh, but is it grayed up enough? That's Anthony Jones. Anthony, 6:30 where you live. Richmond, it says.
Is that? Hold on, I gotta check my app.
I
What time
left
is
for
it?
work- I left for work at 7:20 this morning, and it was still pretty dark.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, 7:50.
Yeah, it's pretty dark at. We leave for school about 7:30, and it's gray. It's not quite lit up, but it's gray.
Enough to shoot. So
Yeah.
about
7:20. So he's about 50 minutes early there, but.
hmm
Man, I really like that. But that's today. That's encouraging. You found, that was today. And here's one, another one from from Anthony. It doesn't look like this is the same one. Good night, Scott Butler. You old fart. See you next Tuesday. I don't know if that's the same buck on the right. It's definitely not it on the left, I don't think.
No, that's a different one.
But they both, to me, those are both shooters.
Dandies, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Anthony, we want to see them on the ground, brother. Go get those things.
Yep. Muzzleloading weekend. Muzzleloading weekend. It's this weekend.
Now, James Dixon is sending my kind of. I said, oh, my neck's hurting. I said that I like those typicals, but this is what I really like, Mike. This is what I really like. Bam.
Oh,
bear.
nice.
That was yesterday, 23:30, so 11:30 p.m. yesterday.
Wow.
I got to stick an arrow right there on that sucker. And this is, I think, James, they went youth hunting this weekend. And not only is the deer bloody, but look at there. Nice little scope cut on his forehead.
That'll sting you a little bit.
Nice little introduction to the rifle. That may not have been his first time, but
that'll bite.
It's worth it.
Yep. Deer down, and that was a beautiful scenery there in the mountains there. So that's a cool picture.
Now, Josh Teeter is just bragging. Is Josh still on here? He's just showing off. Josh Teeter is just showing off. Looky here. Josh Teeter also said that he took his kid hunting, and they saw like 20, 30 deer, and his kid's like, none of them were good enough. None of the bucks were good enough. He's spoiled.
That's really nice.
He's spoiled. Yeah, look at that. That is amazing.
Yeah, that's a cool buck. Man, I'd love to see a deer like that.
I'm guessing that's it. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's if a buck is like that, I would much rather kill it. I killed that velvet buck, and it's really cool. And my velvet buck, you could fit 3 of its racks inside of that one. But when it comes to a buck that has mass like that, I want the velvet off.
Yeah.
I want it hard horned. It just looks so cool, man. I love that right there.
Yeah, that's a really cool
great
buck.
Josh. Thanks for sharing.
It's an older
I think
buck.
I got one more picture here. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just gonna say it's an older buck and real thick neck. It's and real dark coat. That's a nice buck.
Tyler here. Let's see. Tyler says my buddy Austin killed this one last weekend. Private property, biggest buck with a bow. Oh, he's happy too. You can see it in this picture. Oh, we're losing. My daughter shot that deer last year and it got away. 5.5. Wow, 5.5 years old. So then I guess Josh finished it up. So this is Austin. You tell that guy's happy. His biggest buck with a bow.
That's awesome.
Good job, Austin.
Very good.
There's a lot of folks that hunt that have never killed a buck with a bow.
That's because it's hard.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
Unfortunately, I've killed 3. I've never killed a buck with a gun. I can't wait this year. I'm going to this year. I've just never really gun hunted. I did last year. Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait. Let's see. There was one more. Gary Kite with the last one. Gary, we're not friends on Facebook. Send me an ad, brother. I think Gary sent me this picture before. God, that buck's neck looks just crazy. I'm slumped down in my chair. You can't see me. All right, last one for the night. It's 10:09. I got to go. Got to work tomorrow. Look at that. Look at that buck's neck. My gosh, look at that. Gary looks like he could ride that thing. You see that, Mike?
Not yet. It's thinking.
Really? Uh-oh.
Yep, it's kind of thinking right now, and right now I'm seeing black screen here.
Can everybody else see it? Because I can see it.
Still clocking.
Gary says, hopefully Caleb and myself will have some good pictures this weekend going to you in Kentucky for Muzzleloader. Guys, if you want me, if you need somebody to tag along, I can be there Saturday. You still can't see the picture, Mike?
Nope. Still
No one
clocking.
else said if they could. Josh saw it.
Could be my computer. I don't know.
I think it is. Let me share. I'm going to share it again. Hold on.
Sure.
It's a Tennessee mountain buck. What about now, Mike?
There it is. I see it. That's a real
How
nice
big that thing's neck is?
monster
My goodness.
buck. Yeah.
And then look at this. I don't. It looks like it's G1. Look at that. It's giant on this side. Not as big on this side. Maybe it broke off, but Gary's happy.
Yeah.
And you know what, Mike? If Gary's happy, I'm happy.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Buck's neck looked like Mike Tyson's. Yeah. Spinal. So remember Mike Tyson? He said he broke his back. He said spinal. Anyway, it's funny. Anthony said, I've got, Anthony had the big typical. I've got day pics of him as well. Just didn't want to search through them all. That's 3 different deer. Oh, those 2 fighting were different. I've got another I'll send you. Me and my son missed about 30 minutes or so. He came in. All right, we'll go. I guess he just sent it. Last one. Then we got to go. Gary, Anthony. Oh, yeah. This is a good one, too. I would like to see this one straight on to see what it looks like. Oh, we've lost a lot of viewers. We're down to 25, Lord. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel. That'll do.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Cool deer.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's been a fun show. We appreciate you guys. I hope that some of you, if you're in Kentucky and you have these deer on camera, some of you get it done with the muzzleloader this weekend. If you're hunting on public land that does not have muzzleloading, does not allow muzzleloaders this weekend, you don't have to wear orange, but we would say better safe than sorry, right, Mike?
Doesn't hurt.
But we did establish you don't have to. What else? We established that pets suck and kids are okay. Right?
That's you. That's you.
I will stand by pets suck, but my girls loves my life. Yeah. So anyway, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for sending in all your pictures of your bucks. We send them next week. We'll be on here. We hope that you get some deer down with your muzzleloader, and if you want to go bear hunting, you got to let me know ASAP because I gotta get it together. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. Share it with your friends. If you were late getting on here, go back and rewatch because we can't do this without you. So, Mike, any final thoughts here?
Hey, good luck to everybody on a muzzleloading weekend, and stay safe. Have
Are you
fun.
gonna be able to go, Mike?
Yeah, I will. I'll probably get to go on Sunday. Saturday's looking pretty rough. We got 4 ball games scheduled throughout the day. One starts at 9, and the last one ends at 5. So there's a good chance I'm not going to get to go on Saturday at all. But that's okay. Get to spend time with the kids, watch them play ball, and they're only small once. And I've had many muzzleloading weekends, and I'll hopefully, God willing, I'll have more later in the future as my kids get older and don't want anything to do with me.
I would like to go Saturday morning, but I have to get my muzzleloader sighted in.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty good from last year, but I need it sighted in really well. So
let's get it going.
If I can go Friday to sight it in, because I can't go tomorrow or Thursday. I've got a full day.
Yep.
If I can go Friday, then I might go Saturday morning, just sit on a ridge and hope a doe walks by and
there you go.
Put her down. So anyway, we appreciate you guys. Love you guys. We'll see you next Tuesday. Mike, have a good night.
Have a good one, buddy.
Adios.